Oh, okay.
And with that said, welcome to the GCL podcast.
Yeah.
We're here with amongst friends and family, basically. Yeah. And Brian, lead the way, man. You're the guy.
So everyone, I'm happy to have you guys watching. This is going to be a great experience because of the dope people that we have around us, the talent, the history, and the connections. If you don't know, I hope that you find out. This is the GCL podcast. To my left, I have my man, Ariel V. Everybody give a round of applause to Ariel V. Also got my partner, Marco. Then to the right of us, we have our esteemed and wonderful, just agnamic. Is that a good word? Agnamic? I don't know. That's a word. I don't know what it is. Whatever that word is, whatever good adjectives I can come up with that mean good things. By the way, I'm gonna Google that word later. I have for both of my guests, starting with Miss Nikki to my right. Miss Nikki, let's give her a round of applause. All right, and then right beside her, last but not least, powerhouse individual and creative, super mama. Can we make some noise for GiGi, everybody?
Gunshots.
So, gunshots. Well, we are recording at the GCL studio, the M studio, and we are near downtown, so we may hear da-da-da-da a couple of times. That might. There's a small chance that da-da-da-da may happen. Don't worry, we are safe. Marco will protect us, right?
Yes.
Oh, all right, good. That
Plus,
wasn't said.
Nikki got a hood pass everywhere.
Yes.
Nikki got a hood pass everywhere. Every MLK in America, right?
It don't matter. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Doesn't matter the
Worldwide.
hood. Okay? Lehigh, wherever.
Nikki, are you from here?
Yeah.
You were born here?
Yeah, I was born and raised between here and Miami.
Oh, my goodness. What hospital were you born in?
I was born in a house.
You were born in a house?
Yeah, with a midwife.
Oh, she
and my
from here,
grandmother.
from here.
Yeah.
This is a street.
From the hood, though.
From the hood, though.
Like really from the hood, though.
Yes. And if you guys don't know, that phrase is from Fort Myers' own, what is it, Pliers?
Mr. Plies.
Mr. Plies. Yes. We all had black tees and Air Force Ones.
Pliers.
Yes.
You said pliers.
I know, I was just being funny.
Your pass is going to get revoked.
My pass is going to get revoked. I know.
Yeah.
I know Plies. 100 years. Real Testament. I don't want no problems.
She might say like, oh, okay, Brian.
She dropped the ball.
Did you get to meet Plies when he was coming up?
We went to school together. I know him.
You know him, like people.
Like know him.
I'm trying to get signed to Big Gates right now.
Good luck. Slide in the DMs and see what happens.
Some of the deals. I'm going to sign the deals. Listen, man.
I mean, you already messing up with the RS.
It was.
So,
she said, "Put
we're gonna edit it out.
respect
It's a post-production.
all
We're
right,
gonna make that a thing.
I don't. Yes, I got you.
Do you know any of the other stars that came from this area, like NFL?
Yeah. I mean,
I would love to hear some
Who'd
name
you go to high
drops.
school with, basically?
Who'd you go to high school
goodness.
with?
Break it down, like.
Okay, as far as NFL players, now that I went to school, NFL players I went to school with, Javon Curse was one of them. Let's see, Jamie German, because he was in the NFL for a bit, still doing some big things in other ways. Who else? Because I went to Fort Myers High School.
Oh, you were Green Wave. You were Greenie.
Yeah.
Heard.
And so I went there, Algernon or Nod, because that's what we called him.
Okay.
It wasn't Plies then. And the funny thing about that is he was equally as charismatic as he is now then. So it makes sense. It makes sense.
I forgot what was his government again?
Algernon.
I forgot all about that, man.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we called him Nod. So let's see. I don't have a personal friendship or like relationship with Deion Sanders, but he grew up around the corner from where I lived. And so, but I don't know, names of people because it just
the fact that you have all these big name people coming from Fort Myers of all places in the world, like you look at the huge map and you're thinking, oh, Fort Myers, there's talent coming from Fort Myers. That's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, even I knew a couple of people. I knew Noel. No Noel, but I know Noel. I got my first time in the newspaper ever was playing against Noel Devine. And they didn't have my name on it. It just said Baker Defender. And it had me doing one of these. Yeah. I was like, Mom, that's me. That's me. He got a touchdown on me. I couldn't catch him. It was impossible. It was physically impossible. Yeah, man. I'm sure you know some celebrities. You went to like every school, right?
Yeah, I know it's more
for
than
several
that I
reasons.
know.
One, I don't watch football, so unfortunately, like these people, like names really just
Me and Cam Newton went to the same high school.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you got to fire one.
Which one?
Cam Newton.
Westlake. Westlake in Atlanta.
Damn, okay.
That's gangster. You went to school with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So okay,
He used
you.
to,
Go
he
ahead.
was visit. I'm sorry. He would visit all the time. Like he would come to that school. There's a sign when you come in that says, "This is where Cam Newton went to."
This
Oh,
is
wow.
they proud.
They're
were
proud.
proud.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
Cam.
don't see too many. Do you think they in this area they welcome home the people who make it out as much as you think they do in other areas? Like, do we do a lot of good time, a lot of appreciating the people who make it big?
You know what? Ernest Graham is another one.
Oh yeah, he coached at North Myers too.
I told you
for
it
a
will
little
come
bit.
up. Yeah, slowly. You got Jalen Watkins. That's family. Sammy Watkins.
That's obvious, yeah.
His sib. But yeah, so as it comes up, think about it. Do they get honored in a way? It was cool for them to have the brothers to have the streets.
Yeah, they got
named.
streets named. That
Yeah,
was like last year.
and it's at an intersection, so it's pretty cool.
So we
That's
do.
cool.
We
They do.
recognize. We
They do.
recognize.
But I
that,
don't
right?
think enough.
I don't think people see it enough, rather. I think that's what it is, because if they're going back to the high school, you're really not going to see it unless the news picked up and said, oh, he's coming through, this person is coming to do this, or they'll be there. So I think things happen that we just don't see.
And you know, and I think sometimes these, you know, people like that, they don't do it for the show out, you know, to get recognition. They just want to come out and show love, you know. And
Yeah, that's a really good, I'm going to let you leave, but that makes me think about something else as far as the recognition and what other athletes or people from the city do to give back, and what's the balance of that, because some people feel if they talk about it too much, then you're talking about it, it's for show. Then if you don't talk about it enough or at all, then it's like you ain't doing nothing. But you don't know what people are doing. You don't know what they're doing.
You don't know. There's no communication. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
So you might feel like they left and never came back,
Yeah.
but really they started at a foundation somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe they even put their name on it.
Yeah, I felt like that about
You know,
Dion.
Because Dion was doing I moved down here in 04, so it was a while after. But didn't he have like a real estate company down here? Like it was like Deion Sanders Development or something like that. He was helping people get houses.
I don't know
like,
if
like modular houses or something like
it
that.
was something to that effect that he was trying to do, but I felt like, because I was a huge Deion fan. Deion Sanders, I still am a Deion Sanders fan. Deion is like, he was the first person that I saw as a kid that grew up directly around the corner from me, and that I would see coming to visit the school, and I knew his sister and I knew everybody, and was like, man, this dude is like big time. He's like big personality. So he was the first person that I saw like that, and I always admired that, because it's like, dang, like that's cool. Like you could do that. Like somebody could do that.
You make an interest. You just said that he was big time then too.
Yeah.
So, and you said the same thing about Plies. So a lot of times the people who are going to be great, you can kind of see it before.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it.
Yeah.
So for everyone you've ever met that made it big, it was obvious they were going to make it big before they did.
Oh yeah, I think so. Anyone I've met who's famous now, they you can feel it on them. Yeah, it's like an energy.
Yeah.
And you're like, I knew it. I knew it. That's crazy.
You'll see it and you'll say that makes sense.
It adds up.
Like it makes sense. That totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you see these young people, we gotta say, man, you can activate that right now. You don't gotta like put off to like, oh man, when I get older, I'm gonna do this and do that. We can activate that off rip, basically, get the most out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. You met any celebrities, AV? I'm sorry, man. You so quiet on the side, man.
I met you.
Oh,
Yo,
okay,
I was-
okay.
you know,
I see what you did
I
there.
was about to say, actually, I'm glad you led that way, bro, because I was about to say, that's how I feel about Brian.
Oh man, I feel about
like,
you.
I feel
Yeah.
that about you. I'm like, yo, man, I think Brian's gonna be famous one day, man. He's gonna do
Oh,
something
man.
big. I personally think Brian wants to be the mayor of Cape Coral, and then a state representative, and then a governor.
Let's
That's
go.
my goal, man. You gonna drop my
Yes,
my
let's
dream
do
board?
it.
Right? Yes, he is correct.
I think I would vote for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
I would
that.
vote.
Yeah.
You know, I trust you.
He's like,
though.
I'll vote for you. I'll vote for you.
Yeah.
Can I vote twice?
I know, right? I'm gonna have the whole family in there.
Yeah,
I did
man.
it 2 times. Now it don't even count. But say it.
Like 2 times. Yeah, I'm gonna
The
mail it
support
in. I'm
here.
gonna walk it in. We're gonna see what happens. I won't get on that. But yeah, so thank you. I definitely appreciate that. But you a star. You got like 7 albums, man. You photography. You do everything, bro.
He does have some.
Bro. But I mean, it's saying videography.
Music,
All
just
I
right.
mean, everything. You are artist for real. You are artiste. with the little weird accent mark on the eye, the little line on the eye.
I've always said he's
Fancy
like
eye.
a triple
I see like a-
threat.
The paint
And I think he
thing
might
with the
dance
hole
too,
in
but
it.
he never showed me that part.
Oh, he could definitely dance. So, a lot of people, some people who will watch this may not know what some of the things that you do, and I wanted to talk about some of your hats. You have many of them. Pick a third of them because you be on it. You on top of it.
Why you did that? Like,
Why I
I
did
needed
that?
time
This
to
is the truth.
prepare.
You gotta-
Let's see. Here is what I do. Like, I don't. Oh,
So you are a
gosh.
dabbler. You are an expert dabbler. You dabble. You dabble.
Is that what
'cause
you would call it?
Oh yeah, because I dabble. What do you do?
A little bit of here and there. A little bit here and
I
there.
like to think, you're creative.
Okay. All right.
You're
I like
creative.
that.
And that involves many different hats.
It does. See? Creatively. He just came up with that. But now, I guess I've been mentoring for years, like mentoring youth for years, 98 or something like that. Some of the kids and the people that I've mentored as youth, I've turned around. They've had kids, and then I mentored the kids that they had. And it was like, that freaked me out. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Yeah. And so I've done that. The main thing is I just like to help out any way it is that I see I can or use my gift, be it helping with a nonprofit. Okay, I'm coming to serve in any way I can. We can move chairs. Like, I'm an acts of service kind of person. I'll move chairs. I'll clean the kitchen for you. Like, what we doing? Let's get this set up and let's go. I don't have to be in the front. And so I would go and I would volunteer at these different places. And then I see, well, dang, they don't have a host, or they're having this show and they're having this. If you need that, like, hit me up, let me know. And so I built that relationship with different nonprofits. And then
as long as I've known you be part of the community. As long as I've been aware of community in Southwest Florida, consciously aware of the world outside of myself, I've known you to be part of it.
Yeah, and it's not just, and sometimes people think that it's like my own community. And I love my community, and I love what you said on that post. Like, I love Southwest Florida. Dunbar is where the heart is. That's where I'm from. That's where my heartbeat is. Everything else is just an extension of me. If it's in Cape Coral, Lehigh, but I help people all over Southwest Florida in different places, different rooms. So it's not just one spot that I'm at or whatever. And then the radio thing came, and it just kind of
So she's
worked
been
out.
coy about that because she's the radio. That's the big thing about her. Like, a lot of people when a lot of people don't know her, think of that easily until they find out more and go, oh, the other things was making you big. But that's such a great thing. So you've been on the radio how many years?
22 years, I think it is, because I started 2001. It's 2023, so yeah, 22 years.
How'd you get into it?
Contest, won a contest. Yeah.
That is wild.
I went to hair school. I dropped out of beauty school or hair school. I was always, ADHD. That's what it is. I can't sit still, do one thing at one time, and did not wake up early in the morning. So my mom and my aunt heard that they were looking for a girl to be on the show. They said, you should do this, you should do this. I was like, who listened to the radio in the morning anyways? And then, why are you listening to people talk early in the morning? That don't make sense. I'm not a morning person. And my mom hit me with the just do it for me. So I just did it for her. My aunt, I don't like to put things on paper. I'll verbally say something 1,000 times till it makes sense before I can even write it down. I just don't. It's harder for me to do that unless I'm mad. Then I'm like, to whom it may concern. Okay? Typewriter. I will not, you know what I'm saying?
Their neck automatically
That's what
rolls.
I'm saying.
It's like a thing.
Hit him with the as stated before in my previous email.
Thank you. If we look back at section 1.2, like, so if there was it had to be a certain energy, and people with ADHD are like that. It has to be a certain energy, be it good, extremely good and happy, and you can move, or negative, and you can move. But I was like, you're going to have to write the email. So she wrote the email, and I sent it in. I was the 6th person. I called at the end of the show. They had already picked everybody, and they saw the email. Thank you, Titi. And it was like, yeah, we'll have you on. And here we are, 22 years later.
Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Titi. You're a real one.
Yeah.
So 22 years. And that time, have you been on the radio? You've mentored. You a lot of relationship, a lot of friends. You've worn a lot of different hats. A lot of life between that time. How many children did you have in the last 22 years?
Feel like 27.
20.
I always lose count. Okay, it's a collective. We have a collective, my husband and I, and so we have 6 collectively.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like that.
and yeah, the age range goes from 30, 24 to 18, 17, 10, and 9 months.
9 months.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, black don't crack.
Never. There's only 3 things that guarantee in life: taxes, death, and black don't crack. This is. It ain't happening. It won't happen. It can't happen.
Man.
And black don't crack. So wow, man.
You do it
Yeah.
with style.
With
Yeah.
style.
Definitely.
All that. What advice do you have for people trying to do life and the mentorship and the work and all these things at the same time? How do you get the privilege of saying I can do these things for 22 years? How do you do that?
I know. One of the things is to be teachable. That's like the biggest. That's like the biggest. You don't know everything about everything. So I'm always kind of approaching things from a place of curiosity because I want to know how does this work or why does this work? And I had to always figure out how to do things in other ways that a person could look at and say, oh yeah, that's da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I have to create a system in my head. And so being able to navigate like that, you still, when you feel like you don't know everything or something there's a certain element of humility that you walk in.
Yeah.
When you're doing that. And I think that's been one of the things that's one of the main things, is just being teachable and walking in humility. Not saying I'm less than somebody else, but like anything can be taken away at any moment, and respecting that. And then there is no balance. Like it's not a 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. And what I'm learning now, depending on the season, just depends on the season, that life could look this way one season of your life, and then it looks this way another season where the focus is here. And then more focus goes here as opposed to this little piece. So it's always shifting, and you have to. I'm still learning that.
How do you know when the seasons are changing?
Oof.
The leaves start dying, Brian.
What?
The leaves start dying.
What? Dead.
The leaves start dying.
Can't
such
walk
a
out with a
poet, I
wife
couldn't
beater
help
anymore. No tank top season.
You gotta wear it cool. You gotta-
Come
The gym shorts don't work no more. You're like, it's cold.
Gym shorts and tank top did not work.
Well, because if life does function in seasons. Sometimes you get so in the midst of your action that you may not feel the weather change, right? So then some people, we already a couple of days into what your spiritual winter might be.
Yeah.
Right, and you would think you would tighten up and go, oh, it's cold outside. Let me put my armor on. Let me get right.
Let me
get
go
right.
get a coat.
But some people might be like, yo, listen, I'm already outside. Like it's.
Yeah.
And by some people, I mean me.
I'm the one.
Margo, we got a tendency. I don't know if it's like a man thing, but
Yeah.
me and mine, we have a tendency just to keep going, and then the
Yeah.
check engine light comes on.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
discomfort. There's
Yeah.
there's discomfort, and sometimes I know I've had seasons where I don't agree with the shift. I'm like, nah, man, or God, because I have that relationship. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. Like, 'cause no, that don't
like
make
how you-
sense. But that's how we
You gotta
talk.
keep it real.
That's
Yeah,
how we
You
talk.
gotta keep it real for sure.
That's how I told him. Like, nah, man, you know how that sound? Like, there's so many times that he's spoken even before relationship. Even before relationship, I thought I was just extremely self-aware. That's what I called it. I was like, I think I'm very self-aware. Nah, that was God.
It was God.
That was
It was
God.
higher-
Even when
it was
I
something
didn't.
higher.
Yeah, it was something higher than that. So, yeah.
Okay.
He's had me do things that, like I said, I didn't agree with. Stepping down from a job I didn't have to. That in no way that nobody wanted me to step down from it. I didn't have to do that, but I did because I was being obedient to what was said. And then that was a season where it's like, I have to focus on my kids. I've been going 15 years, I think at that time, waking up early. My mom takes the kids in the morning. At that time, I was a single parent. Like, I got 2 kids. She's always taking care of them. I get them not even the summertime, in the morning when I'm on vacation. And it's like, now I have another baby, I have a third baby. It's like, I can't do that. I can't put
can't
that on
do
my
that.
mama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you mean step down? Like, I ain't got to. I got like 3 weeks vacation. I got 3 weeks now. Like, I can't. But he said it, and it was one of the most uncomfortable things and one of the most humbling times in my life, even with my husband and our relationship. It was humble.
To step down from one position to another.
Yeah, to step.
And
Yeah.
you heard the call. You ever had to make a move like that? Like make a major move and hear something greater than yourself
Oh,
to inspire that move?
I mean, I think any woman who has kids always experiences this transformation period after you have the baby, because you're in between because a baby is an amputation.
Come on.
Think about it. Like, the baby
Come on.
was a part of you.
Wow.
You have it connected through the umbilical cord, and then you cut it off. Could you imagine having your fingers cut off? You have to live differently after that. You have to move differently. You would have to adapt without your hand. So that's what it is. Every single baby.
What you do?
I empathize. I can't really relate. Can you?
What you do? What? Girl.
Yeah, so I know it. So it doesn't matter
I
when you
got
have the
chills.
baby. It doesn't matter when.
So this makes sense. This is like a.
It's a woman thing.
It's-
Just like you just said, it's a man thing.
I
it's a
can't.
woman
I'm trying to
thing.
get it. I'm like trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, like imagine
if I lose
your
a
hand
finger,
getting
I grew
chopped
my-
off and having to live after
Yeah.
that.
I get that.
There is so much truth to that, because I've just said not even too long ago, I always I'm like, every child I have, it puts me in a new season of life, like a new reality of different things. I start to move different, realize more. And I said to God, and I was saying to a friend, I was like, nah, God, he didn't gave me this baby I wasn't expecting. I said, bro, I don't need another one to get whatever it is you're trying to teach. Hey, I think I'm good on the lesson plan. We're good. But it is, just like you said, it's like an amputation. It is a renewal of self. You can't operate the same way.
No.
Even if you wanted to, you
can't.
couldn't. It's
You
another
can't.
person.
That's why I don't drink. Like, I haven't, I used to like I told you, I used to party. I used to get drunk. I don't even, I'll drink sometimes socially, but I don't, that's not something that I do like how I used to do before I had my last son. And it's like, it doesn't even hit me the same anyways, because I turned 30. It was like my knees started hurting. And I was like, hangovers is 3 days now? I was like, whoa. I'm just going to put this down, because I'm going to be.
Like, is it worth it? Like,
It's not, because it
do.
takes time. That 3 days, those moments, I'm taking away from my family that I can never get back.
Absolutely.
Mark and I were talking about one time. Yeah, I found myself working around a lot of older people, and our friends are older, right? And when I say older, for me, I mean literally older, like 70, 80 years old. Okay, cool. And we were saying how if you live long enough, you start learning yourself so well that you base your life off of what you know of self. So, you might hear the older person say, oh, I can't eat that before 6 o'clock, because if I do eat it before 6 o'clock, then this and this is going to happen, right? And then,
changing.
I think with the older people, with people who have had the opportunity to live long enough, have the opportunity to figure out their patterns and what works for them, and then live by those patterns.
Yeah.
So they know. So where we kind of guess sometimes, is the season changing, or am I supposed to do this, or is it time for me to leave that alone, or not talk to that person? If you get the honor of living long enough, you just know and you, in theory, you've matured enough to go, all right, this is time for that chapter to end, or I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
I'm trying to do that now in my 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying
I
to
do
get
that
that
all
earlier.
the time.
I'm used to it.
Maybe it's the millennial thing or what, but I don't know. I don't want to be in pain in my 40s.
Yeah, tell me about this millennial thing, because I'm in pain in my 40s.
So
me.
You're millennial.
the millennial thing is like, we look at friends in our 40s and we're like, okay, let's not do that. But actually, instead of but like not in a bad way. It isn't. I'm going to be 40. I don't mean it in a bad way,
No.
but like not in the sense of like, I think we're talking about. Obviously, it sounds like you take care of yourself and you want to better yourself, but not everybody is like that. So we look at other people and we're like, hey, let's not repeat some of the same mistakes, and grow from them, and actually grow from them, implement them. And take their advice, if they're sharing it, like, hey, let me listen, let me process this, how can I make this better? And I think that's kind of like what I'm.
That's what she said. She said humility. She's been in this long enough because she was always teachable. So you're teachable. You got it's good.
Just
You have
a
a good
remaining
opportunity. It's a
teacher.
good chance that
Yeah.
you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. Because
think
you're
so?
talking, like, even in the way you say you see it, I, at times, even at, like, in my 20s, because I didn't have kids until later on, so I got to live life. And a lot of times I had to bump my head. It did not matter. It's like, I'm going to bump my head. My mom could say whatever. That's how she knows. If you do it for me, I'll do it. But I'm going to bump my head.
Yeah.
It's not always the way to go.
Nah.
It's not the
I'm
way.
constantly.
So that's cool with it. Yeah.
I'm constantly like, that's me right now. But it's, I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
Because you know it's the season.
Yeah,
It's a season for a few bruises. Just don't break.
yeah. No, a little slip and fall.
Gigi,
I don't fall.
tell us about you real quick. What you got going on, Gigi?
with you?
Tell us about you.
So,
We're
like,
curious. Inquiring
I
minds
heard
would
you
like to
stepped out
know.
of town, did poetry. You're like,
Oh,
really?
You're
yeah,
a traveling
okay.
Talking about
poet.
tiny-
Everybody, she's a poet,
She
by the
has-
way.
she's-
Stretch
she's
people
She's a
out
poet
in
MC.
Yoga.
She
I
does
know.
yoga.
So
Oh,
that's
she's
you
worked
know
me
what
out.
I was actually gonna mention this when you were saying this. Like I have my hands in so many different things right now. Like I have my interest has grown in so many different areas, and learning how to organize it for execution purposes. That is where, like, hearing you say, like, I do this, I do this, I do this, and you have children. It's like you have a family, you have a husband. It's if you got me. You got me. No. Like,
Yeah.
so right now I just started a new job as a project manager, which is, it's nice. I'm not gonna name the place, but it's an up and coming. They've won a lot of awards. It's an up and coming business out here in Southwest Florida.
But it's tech, right?
Yeah, it's a technical product manager. So, project manager, not product manager. Ooh.
Okay.
So, but it's
What is a project manager?
a person who manages projects.
Like legit. Like, got it. So how long?
Technical projects.
I graduated the Florida school system, so
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta break it
I
down.
may have not passed my.
Nah, you brought that down from Philly. Don't lie.
It's like, okay, so let's say you decide that, you know what, I want to take my mentorship to another level. I want to have an entire system developed so that I can organize how I'm mentoring them, and I want it virtually because most people do, right? They want convenience. I can help come up with the plan to make that happen.
Do you see how your life has worked out? Because you just said you have your hands in so many other things, and now you're in a position of managing projects for other people, and so that is helping to me. It's from what you're saying. It's going to help.
Well,
you
I was
kind of begin to figure that out because you're doing it for other people.
I was doing it. So I was doing it as on an entrepreneurial level before this. So I was like getting my own contracts, like hitting streets and stuff, trying to find people to like virtually work for me. And my company is called Keys to Encrypt. It's not that great right now, so it's okay. But it's a technical solutions company. And it's so funny because
You smart.
She's not flexing hard. Neither one of them are flexing as hard as they should.
Yo, okay.
But no, the reasoning that I have behind it is because I have a desire to give, right? That is where my deep-rooted sense of, like, whenever I find that I'm unstable, I am rooted in that. I'm like, okay, this is my light, my shining star. Yeah. I came up with the idea because my brother is in prison, and he's getting out this year. And he's been in prison for like 10 years. And like he talks to me, he's like, man, I want to be better, and all that other stuff. And I was like, dang, I was also going through this JavaScript boot camp with this girl who was an alcoholic.
Say JavaScript. Okay.
It was a boot camp. It was like a, because I wanted to learn the language. And so
Code.
yeah, code. It's a programming language. So so I met this girl, and she was like, I'm a recovering whatever, and I'm interested in this. So I started investing in her. I was like, if you're interested in it, absolutely down to invest into this because I want to build a company and give people who are like her chances to make the money that is in tech. So that's my shining star with that, and that's
through your company.
Yeah, that's through Keys to Encrypt LLC. And actually, you know what? I'll rap the rap that I named the company on.
Yes,
Why not?
Nice, let's do it.
You have to be a good mathematician. Because I'm like, I want to know. It seems like
What does it take to do this?
Okay, so it's not more math than you would think. It's literally language based, right? So if you think of it like you're talking to a baby, right? And you're instructing a baby, right? So if I was like, all right, I want. No. Let's use that example. Let's use that. And you said, boy, sit down, right? Yeah. So let's think of the steps it would take for the boy to sit down. So that is what you have to remember. Like you have to tell him right foot, left foot, forward or backwards, or you have to be very, very specific. If you can do that, then you can program.
Okay. Wow. I put my children.
You think you can program? Says the you think you can do it?
I think
you caught that? Okay, all right.
Google gives free certifications.
Coursera! Look, I know what you're talking about.
I already started with my kids. They have a MIT version. It's called Scratch, and they get to build their own cartoons and everything based off of coding and stuff.
Oh, see, that's the stuff that's at the bottom of the Google when you go google.com, like right at the bottom. If you go down there, some good stuff on that bar. You like classes. You be like, oh, it's this day. You click on that. Just do it.
It's on page 2. Nobody goes to Google page 2.
The main one. It's on the main one.
Do your kids like Minecraft?
Yeah.
Okay, you know you can program on Minecraft. That's really how you get them in. Reel them in. With Minecraft. Well, I'll send you that information. I got you. The Minecraft.
And one day, because I'm already late on this, and I don't think I can jump in now. Maybe. So one day my kids are going to be, Dad, this is how you, what do you mean you don't know how to work this? What do you mean? I'm going to have to call my daughter, call Zola. Hey, can you put this together just like I did for my parents with the sound systems and the TV? It's just the yellow and the red, and it's going to be the same thing going forward.
Like, if that happens like in your 60s, bro, when you like give up, you're like, okay, I'm done. Like,
this guy knows my whole future. Whoa. He's like, hey, he's like, you know, man, stay rap. At 60, he's just gonna give up, man.
Technology is really school's banned, things are flying, I'm done. Like, that's over.
At one point, I believe in him, man. I know he's gonna do something. Yeah, but by 60, it's over.
You're not gonna be able to teach him. So listen, this is what I like to do. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to hear a little bit of your skill because you've talked about 2 companies and a little bit about being the artist that you are in Southwest.
I'm also a personal trainer.
And a personal trainer.
This woman is strong.
I
took the class. I've worked out with her and stuff, and it's like, I don't want to get in the face by her. You know what I mean?
He constantly says that. He's like, if there's one person I don't want to fight, it's you. I'm like, I'm afraid. Like, if I have to, I'm gonna hug you. Because I don't want to fight nobody.
Hug you calm. Maybe squeeze.
Man, that means she can fight. I ain't gonna take that charge like that.
I don't know when that happened because we're friends. But like, I don't want to be the enemy. I don't want to be the enemy.
I'm afraid of GiGi too.
I'm saying though, if she's like ever brawling, like I'm gonna stay back here, yo.
He says that every time. I'm like,
it's real. I mean,
I did a PR though the other day with my clean and jerks. I can almost, how much do you weigh? I can almost confidently say I can throw most people over my head.
See,
I don't know about
only people who really work out can casually ask you how much you weigh because they want to. They're not thinking about this. They're not thinking about this. It's offensive to ask you how much it weighs. They think I could probably throw you around. I could carry you. Back when I was a little husky, I used to do the same thing. Like, how much you weigh? Not thinking about how uncomfortable that question. I'm only thinking like, yo, I could physically finish you right now. If this was an emergency and you was falling off the cliff, I could probably throw you. I could throw you over the cliff right now. I'm thinking about zombie apocalypse.
I do that all the time. I swear. I'm like, I'm Michonne. You know Michonne from Walking Dead?
Michonne.
I'm like, that would be
Walking
me.
Dead.
Yeah, with the swords. Yeah, I was That would be me. I'll be badass in the pocket.
You're waiting for that. People like that waiting for that moment.
You be messing with people on the edge. You be like, just get me up. No, hold on, just gotta get one more step. But I'm already up. Listen, a set first and then get you up.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
There's no crying and waits. There's no crying and waits. There's no crying and waits. So, all right. So, listen. Poet, creator, spoken word artist.
The way we met was through art, by the way.
Through art.
Yeah.
Can I express my GiGi story real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
So, you guys can fill me in with this. But like, so I know your sister for a long time.
Yeah.
Tyler, and I forgot. I think I met her when she was like 19, and I was something like that. So it's been like years. We're all like older now. I don't want to say old now. And you like a few years ago, I don't know where I met you. It was somewhere we were out and about, and you was it here? I don't know. Man, you
can't remember now.
No,
look, he's telling
He's like, I got this great story I'm gonna tell you.
I remember where the location was, but I was with some friends, and you came. You're like, yo, I have poetry. Like I can do this. I have a piece. Let me just do a piece real quick. And I was like, okay, yeah, and then out of nowhere I was like, hey, my friend's gonna do a piece for us, and you just came in and did a piece, and I was like, and I didn't even know you at all. I just knew you as the sister, and it was like, wow, that was amazing. You should come to this thing, and then you came to our poetry, or was it Speak My Piece first?
I think it was Speak My Piece.
I feel it was Speak My Piece.
I was because I hadn't performed in so long. I was like a nervous wreck. I was like, I know everyone
says. You
says
were Cameron. You and one of your kids. We were somewhere. It was
very random. Cameron.
It was a very random location, and I was like, oh hey, how are you? You're here too? Oh, it was at the studio. It was at, I'm not naming his name, but that studio right here in Midtown. You were on the second floor, and he was doing a class.
That's Cameron's music class. Yes. And I went. I just went in there randomly, and I spit.
Yeah, you came down. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Man, you crazy.
Well, you're not crazy. I don't think you're crazy. I just think that you opened up with the "I'll never forget" type of thing. And like when people do that, it kind of cringes me a little bit. I never forget.
What was I saying?
So can we hear a little bit of your art?
Yeah.
Can we get a little bit of it? All right. Let's take a quick walk over there and get you up and going. All right. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right.
Sleep on a mattress, a boulder's my pee. Life's beating my ass, but I sting like a bee. Call me GiGi Ali. Donuts and Benzes, driving crispy and clean. My shirt costs $3. I got it from Shein. Cause a bad bitch like me can wear anything. I got bigger bills, so my time is not free. I mean what I say, my heart's on my sleeve. Nerdy like Urkel, singing blues like Steve. Can't be stopped like I'm Square and MC. My life is my vision, it's the money I see. It's just covered with trees. Where's my grinder and leaves? Smoking all of my obstacles, I'm your local deli. All the meat and the cheese, a little elbow grease. Cause those who work hard, man, they water what grows. From my cup, I'm gon' pour. All that fruit, it's gon' show. On those Thursday nights, when my mind starts running, I'm just thumbing my phone, trying to see who won it. Cause the hardships are high, we all climbing Mount Summit. And I just be chillin' with a blunt in my bonnet. Cause my mama can't save me, and my daddy done died. How could I respect a man and say that he only tried? Until the day that I go, I'ma give it all that I got. Like my noodle is hot, I'ma empty my pot. And I'm shooting my shot like that, the free throw line. Cause a bitch like me stands 6'9" with a thick old thigh and a fat behind. You can't rain on my shine, you can't rain on my shine. And on a Friday night, when my mind starts running, I just lotion my body, tell my bitches I'm coming. Cause the hustle don't stop for all of those who want it. Straight bars. Confidence is key and I drives the whip. I got the keys like I can encrypt. Shit so wet like I took a sip. I mean I got the drip, check the ice on my wrist. Yes, can call me the strip. If a hoe gets froggy, I sock it to your lip. And you get to walking with a cripply limp. I don't fight a nigga, I brings the clip. Watch him take flight like he has been shipped. Had a lot of kids and my shit has been ripped. But I squat real low, got a pit bull grip. Speaking of my bitch, man, I love all y'all. Queen sitting high and you strutting real tall. Big boss moves make a nigga feel small. If he got a problem, he better call Saul. He was sucking on my crack, now he having withdrawals. Got him blind as a bat, you can call him Ray Charles. Knick-knack, paddywhack, weave installed. But I pull a nigga even if I was bald. I'm so cold, take a day to unthaw. Then drop it like it's hot to the homie Snoop Dogg. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. 3 to all my sisters who are reaching their goals. Hey lady in the streets, in the sheets, I'm a hoe. Tall, thick thing, you can call me Tina Snow. A biscuit and some grits, macaroni elbows. I'll stick it to your hip like a butter dinner roll. To pass this bridge, you gotta pay the toll. Cause I'll be damn fuck a nigga that's broke. I said to pass this bridge, you gotta pay the toll. So cough it up like it's stuck in your throat. I said hand it over like you ain't pay that note. I'm the repo man knocking at your door. I want the whole check, I'm talking 8 till 4. And I said what I said, man, I'm way too grown to rewind for a nigga that moves too slow. Hard for me to talk, nigga, I'm all show. Midas with the touch, nigga, I make gold. On camera, I'm clutch, nigga, I go pro. Cali with the bud, nigga, I'm so dope. You can pass me the blunt, nigga, I want smoke. 3 puffs and then I pass, nigga, I don't choke. I'ma always go off to the day I croak. And to still quote all the shit I spoke. Like damn, Henny G had a tight ass flow. Fat old ass and a big ass fro. But I braid it all up, man, no more comb. No more comb. No more comb. I braid it all up, I braid it all up. I braid it all up like no more comb.
So welcome back. That was a great performance.
Thank you.
I'm in shock just from everything, the energy, the experience,
Bars.
the bars,
So
the bars.
many.
I recorded it. Your last rap was just the energy, the feels. It had me moving. I have a little video I'm gonna send you because we were all dancing. Brian was doing stuff. I was doing stuff. Adiel shook his head. You know what I mean? He did stuff.
He was.
Yeah, he's too cool for school.
Did
so,
he
you know,
bopping?
he's too cool.
I was trying to type the lyrics out because she like Drake. Like, caption.
Try to keep up with the bar.
Yes.
Before your brain has processed the one bar completely. Like, ooh, she on the next one. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of, ooh, yeah, I got you. I feel you.
That's my flashy piece.
That's your flash.
Oh,
I like that one.
flash, honey, flash. Smile for the camera.
Sure.
Listen, she said, because I wrote it down. She says, I can't rewind for it because it's too slow. Like,
Let him know. Too slow. I'm not rewinding.
too slow.
I said,
I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not even going back and forth with you. I'm going forth. You're moving too slow. Too bad. Too bad. Oh, my God.
Told him.
My favorite bar is No More Comb.
Right?
Yeah, that's
that
nice.
too.
No More Comb. I was like, yeah, no
I
more
originally
comb.
wrote that when I got dreadlocks. But
Yeah.
I cut them all off because that's what I do. I just chop my hair off occasionally.
And start all over.
So if you see me bald headed in these streets, you know what's
It's like
up.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Rebirth.
A transition. It's a transition.
Yeah, my hair is long now. It only took a year.
Is that what you're doing, Brian? You're transitioning?
I'm transitioning between
think
styles
because,
right
yeah.
now.
Oh.
So yeah, next time you see me, you never know what it might be.
perm.
It may be a perm, yeah. Maybe I might let my soul glow.
With some edges.
I'm gonna get my edges on free.
Yeah.
All right, so listen.
Okay.
I introduced you as a poet, and that was my fault. But at the same time, it was really accurate to what you did. Do you describe yourself as a poet or
Serial entrepreneur.
a serial entrepreneur?
Wow.
That's what I
Nice.
call myself.
But what about the artist side?
Where's the
though?
artist in there?
But that's one of my endeavors.
See, as a creative
What?
and as someone who can relate to that statement, that is not. It's too broad.
Because I'm everywhere. Like, tech and poetry have nothing to do with each other. However, they're both funding my dream, which is to help other people. Once again, my light. I connect with people when I perform. I connect with people. And I did my like flashier pieces, but I have really intimate pieces. And I've had people come up to me after performing crying. I don't think I've ever had a performance where someone hasn't come up to me crying.
Oh wow.
So I'm talking about a lady, even when I went to St. Pete, I mean, not St. Pete. Was that? That's where I was at. I don't know where I was.
Pete was
Tampa or
St.
something?
Pete.
Could be.
St. Petersburg,
I have
Sarasota.
no idea.
Sarasota, St. Pete.
No, it's not. It was further. It was
You
like
the
6
A1
hours away.
No,
I'm
you-
going to
Oh, that's
Detroit.
far.
No, I'm going to Baltimore. Baltimore. That's it. I'm sorry.
Your art is taking you to Baltimore.
My art is taking me to Baltimore for the Women of the World poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that in March next month.
But in St. Pete or somewhere in Florida, you
She
were
just
I
said
did-
Baltimore, Brian. Keep up.
Yeah, no.
I'm going back. 'Cause she was going somewhere with it though. I'm helping her go back.
But the last performance that I did, like she was an older woman. She came up to me and but I did my vows that I made for my husband, which probably would have made you cry. I should have did it.
I'm a thug. No, you shouldn't. You did right. You did right.
But she came, like she was crying and she was, she don't want to call anybody old, but she was older. And it like the fact that I can resonate with so many different people through my words, that people have come to me and said that they felt like their message from a lost loved one came from me. And they're like, oh my God, my dad just passed away. I wrote a piece about my father, and they were like, my dad just passed away, and I feel like you're talking to me, and I feel like that message was for me. And it's such a special connection to allow people know, like, you're not struggling. You're not the only one who is struggling with this. Mm-hmm. That is it's almost like it feels like I'm helping someone emotionally.
Right.
So that is what I do. I want to help people. So it feeds into that goal. That is my light. That's my shining star. So in tech, that's what I do. In poetry, that's what I do. In fitness, that is what I do. I improve people's lives. I want people to, it's not about what I have. I can't take it with me. It's about what I leave behind. So.
And you're winning because even when you talk like that, first of all, let's snap it up.
Right.
One of the cool things about it, and I see it in both of you guys, and I think that's where the light comes from, not just talent, is being authentic. Like, you're just very much you.
Yeah.
And whatever that moment is, and however you express it, like, yo, GiGi is GiGi off rip. Like, borderline, like the friend you gotta like tell people about. Hey, man. Before we get up in this spot, you know what I'm saying? Be comfortable. Be comfortable, because she gonna be comfortable. Make sure you comfortable. Boom. And they're like, oh my, and then all of them, oh my God, I love GiGi. Oh my gosh, that's your homegirl. Man, you crazy, boy, you crazy. She is awesome. All that. Y'all give that energy.
Because I want to work out now. Okay, I want to go to the gym. I want to learn tech. I want to know how to write JavaScript and stuff.
Yes.
And just like
10011.
musically, like you are dope.
Like
A binary code, my guy.
I want to do all of that.
I want to do that. It's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And they're not. They're all you. They're all you. It's all you. I think sometimes, I think all of us at the table we all do a lot. We dabble.
Yeah.
We're dabblers, right?
We are
Yeah.
dabblers.
And then sometimes dabbling, for me specifically, it feels like a bunch of like small sprints. Mm-hmm. But this for you is all of who you are. This is one connection. It doesn't feel like you're sprinting from one topic to another. This is you just riding.
Well, it's because like I've been writing since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in tech for the last 10 years, and yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say that for marketing and branding reasons? I
What?
think you need to highlight each part.
And
even
poetry. Oh wait, what did I
even-
miss one? I missed one, didn't I? And fitness. I've been in fitness.
fitness,
Yeah,
yeah, fitness.
I've been in fitness forever. Like I started weightlifting when I was 13.
I am always safe when I go with GiGi.
No,
Like, and I ain't been
yeah.
with her yet. That's
But
what
people
I
say that too, because I won't, like, there's nothing that's they're not bad things that's gonna happen with us. Like, especially, when I started working out, okay, I had my baby, and I started working out again, and I wasn't as strong. So, like, I had this weak phase, which is, it was hard. It was hard because I'm not used to my body not being what I want it to be, you know? But I went downtown with my mom, right? And so I thought I was fresh. Like, my mom, once again, weaker version of me, right? Or physically weaker version of me. And I'm with my mom, and she's holding my hand, and she had surgery, so she was like barely walking. Like, she's like wobbling, right? And she's like, I want to go to the club. And I'm like, no, I'm like, Mom, let's go to the club. okay? And so I grab her hand, and I'm talking about she's wobbling next to me, and this guy is like, he stares at me, and I stare at him, and he comes out of the alleyway, and he's like, bitch, what the fuck you looking at, right?
This is down here?
No, yes, down here next to Celsius. He's like, he called my mom a bitch. He called me a bitch.
But he don't know about Gigi.
Okay, no, I was scared.
You were scared?
Yeah, I was. Once again, physically weaker version of me. This was a grown ass man. I was, and he looked like he was on drugs. And my mama is wobbling like Bambi next to me.
No, yeah, that scene.
I am terrified.
That's a whole scene. That's a whole situation.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
no, but it's okay because let it happen again.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It woke
me
you
up.
up.
It made me realize it was like, yo, if I was in a situation, I couldn't even fucking protect my own mama. I need to be able to hit somebody one time and put them to sleep.
Been telling y'all, man. Been telling you.
I was like, no, okay, I don't like feeling like I can't protect myself. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel very small, and I'm a large woman. So
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you went through that. We gotta go find whoever did that. So
that's how I feel about that too.
What-
When I
what
heard it, I was like, yo, who was this man?
yeah, let's go find her. Let's roll up.
he's
out
probably
hugs.
a random.
She giving a hug.
She giving out hugs.
Make her give her a hug.
Is that what they
come
call
let
it
me
these
hug
days?
you.
Make her hug. She said, "Break your neck, fool. Break your neck."
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So before we get to the end, I wanted to hear from you guys. I hear your stories, and I think a lot, like you said, talking about people who listen to your performances, I think this resonates. And the parts about you that you don't get a chance to talk about on stage, starting with you and then moving on with you afterwards, the parts that don't get to resonate all the time is the fact that you are in tech and that you're a fitness and you're a mom and you're going through childbirths and people also leaving in your life in other seasons.
Yeah.
Okay, what advice do you have to people who are going through similar things? Because I think a lot of people are going to hear this and someone's going to be like, yo, that's me. But I think all of us are going through a bunch of things at one time and trying to be creatives.
Yeah.
Still trying to be creatives and not let that part die. What advice do you have for that?
Well, so the father of my oldest two kids just passed away before Christmas, which was that was probably the toughest thing I've ever had to do is tell my kids that their dad passed. And I was like, it felt very defeating. Once again, it was that small feeling that I felt, but I think what's important is to remember that you can't have one without the other. You can't experience the joy of life without experiencing the sadness of death. You just can't. If you could have it one way, I mean, we all wish we could have it one way, but this is what is real and what's in front of us. Live in reality. Understand that, okay, yeah, you're going to be sad sometimes. Experience those emotions. I'm not saying don't cry.
Right.
I cry every day. Facts. Since my baby daddy died, I have cried every single day. My son is a twin, and he does mannerisms, and it brings me back because a lot of things when I got remarried, like into my marriage now, I deleted a lot of those things in my relationship because it was painful. So now I'm experiencing this phase where I'm like reliving things and stuff like that. So I experience them. I share them with my sons. I experience everything that this life has to give, both good and bad. So if you can remember that just like you gave birth to a child and that day you were so happy and you looked at that baby and you just, the feeling, the exact opposite happens in life. This is what it is.
So you're saying just experience both.
That's powerful.
You have
Allow
to
yourself
experience
to experience
both.
both. What about you, Nikki?
Yeah. It's speaking of the loss of a child's father, I'm sorry about that, but I also, there's no but to it, I also understand that experience because my son's dad passed away when he was 10 months old. So he was still just a little baby. He hadn't had that relationship with him, and he has to live through now hearing memories. And now that he's getting older and he's a teenager, I'm really seeing his mannerisms, and I'm seeing the thinking that his dad had, and those types of things. And then my daughter, her dad, he's not here anymore. And so it's two fathers that are missing from the puzzle. And just that idea sometimes of not sometimes, the idea of you have a child that will never experience love from a birth father like that, it kind of does something to you. Even my husband loves them. They love each other. Like,
yeah, mine too.
Like it's all good on that side. Yet there is that little piece that's like, man, no matter what, like he's never gonna have that, and we have to be okay with the fact that he's never gonna have that.
My son came to me the other day and was like, "Mommy, I just realized that I'm never gonna play basketball with Daddy." Like he told, because before he died, he told them like, when you come back and I see you again, we're gonna hit the court. But he was very sick. So he was very weak, and he was like, I got to get better first. And that was the thing, was like they're holding on to this, oh, my dad's going to get better. Yeah. We're going to go play basketball. Yeah. And he like let them go on that dream. And now like my son was like, we're not going to play basketball. Yeah. I'm never going to see him again. And that funeral was probably the worst thing that I ever experienced in my life. Yeah. So it's like, but once again, that event took me to remembering things. Like I went through old pictures. I was remembering my son is about to be 11 this month, and I was like, oh my God, I remember this from my birth. And I'm watching these pictures I took of his dad. His dad's holding him like this and looking at his face real close because he was born a blue-eyed baby, and he was like this. But you know, remembering his joy, and that joy that was held on to that. Yeah.
So it's funny because some of the things I'm hearing is from you guys is just the experience. Go through the experience. Yeah. Like don't fight I wouldn't say don't fight it, but allow for the good and the yin and the yang, right? Not to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and do shit anyway. Sorry, that's what I meant. Do it anyway.
Oh, you got a list. You got to do it anyway. Boom, boom.
Yeah, you got to do it anyway because it's going to, you're going to hurt. But do what you need to do anyway.
Yeah. And kind of stop fighting against it because it's still going to happen.
Yeah, it's still going to happen.
It's still going to happen.
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, guys, what I'd like to do, does anyone have any final pieces?
Yeah, I do. I would say to that, one of the things that I've learned is to let each day be each day. You have to. I have, and I said it before while we were talking, I have ADHD, so my mind is always working. It's always doing something. It's always creating and thinking future. Future. Is this. So I don't get to, I never really enjoy moments because it's like, okay, that's just a part of it. We got to keep going. When my son was born premature and in the NICU, every single day, or when I'm pregnant, every single day counted that he stayed in my stomach. Every single day counted when we were in a NICU. I couldn't think about my job. I couldn't think about what's going to happen because he's born with a disability. I can't think about 10 years or 5 years when we're in school, what school he's going to go to, how people going to. I can't think about any of that stuff because I have to be right here in this moment every day. And that's what I feel like the amputation that I had has taught me, like, every day is a day in itself. You cannot, you know things are happening in the future. You know you got to go to work tomorrow.
Right.
So you're trying to go to bed early. Like there's those things. However, remove the expectations of how you think it should look like, what you think it should look like, when you think it should be, because there are a lot of things. I have notebooks that I'm like, this was supposed to happen now. I was not supposed to have a baby. Okay. Yeah. This was not
man plans, God laughs.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he does. So I just, for me, encourage people, stay with the day. Don't beat yourself up. If you did something yesterday, I was going to do it. Oh, I didn't do it. Quit beating yourself up because it's gone. It's gone.
Okay.
If you hurt somebody,
do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Knock it out.
Do it now.
Well, this podcast was a lot of do it now. We were planning to do these things for a while.
I know, right?
We were like, hey, let's get it done. So I'm glad we took the initiative and get it going. So with that being said, it's been a pleasure to have you wonderful ladies here.
Yes. I learned a lot.
Community leaders. I learned about you guys. Learned about how you guys are forging paths and being around greatness, because you guys are greatness. It tends to connect with each other and find each other's magnetic. And with that being said, it's been great. Any other words, man?
Be teachable.
Be teachable.
Be teachable.
All right.
Be
So with that
teachable.
being said, I think we got it. This has been the GCL podcast. Once again, my name is Brian. I also go by B Frank. This is Ariel AV. This is my man Marco. Our wonderful, wonderful guests, Nikki, Miss Nikki, and Miss GiGi.
Miss Nikki,
It's been
baby.
wonderful. With that being said, be easy, be safe, and be blessed. Peace.
Great.